Damage control.
That was awesome. This guy is the master of arm triangles. You know they're coming, and you can't stop them. They're everywhere with him. He hits them from so many different angles. And as a result, I've had to come up with a very, very hearty response, a good timing, and solid counters to that arm triangle. If I don't, I'm getting tapped out every other second with that thing. So this is my favorite way to counter the arm triangles in general from side cross position. So like I said just a second ago, this will work on almost every form of arm triangle, but since we showed it from bottom side cross, we're just going to continue that thread. So maybe I'm right here and I made a mistake. I was reaching back to try to fish that arm out. I got a little bit too far back and wasn't paying attention to my base, and he bridged me. As soon as I know that he's got my head and an arm looped, I already know I'm in trouble. I should know right here that that arm triangle's coming, and I do. From him, I do. I just been arm triangled so many times that this to me says, I mean, alarms are going off. This is bad. This is check. So as soon as I get here, I don't wait at all. I try to ride that momentum and use that to come up to my knees. Once I get up to my knees, I start attacking this far leg over here. I don't know if you want to come around this way a little bit, but I want to try to, sometimes you can cup the knee or tap the knee like this, or sometimes that's kind of awkward, so you can thread here. Put your head down, butt up, and start driving over there. Now, this is really just like Javier Vasquez just said this, and I loved his terminology. He calls it smoke and mirrors. This is just pixie dust. This is just a smoke screen, and I know I'm not going to get him to roll over that way, but I've got to threaten it to make him respond. So I'm going to thread this. I got to keep this wrist here, and I've got to give him a little bit of an energy that way so he'll step out to prevent me from rolling him. So I'm here, and I drive. And as soon as he steps out, I bob and weave my head here. My head is on top of the lower part of his back. I've got a nice tight grip on his wrist. I bridge and arch, and I just roll and finish that lock. It's basically a shoulder lock here on his shoulder. Okay? So we're going to show this to you again, this time from a different entry, but again, it usually doesn't matter how they hit the spiral. Sometimes it'll come from the quarter position or the turtle. You're all turtled up and he's got you flustered here, and you make a break for it, and as you do, he spirals you out, and he starts going for that arm triangle again. I can feel it coming on, so immediately I'm going to come up onto my knees. Okay? So I'm up on my knees, I've got his wrist, and I want to start driving that way. Now he usually will be down on his knee there, and I want to tap and drive, try to force him there so I can get my head out on this side. Get this nice tight grip. Oh, bridge. Okay. So again, it doesn't really matter how this happens. Maybe I'm here and I'm reaching way back to get this thing out of underneath, and I made a mistake and he bridges. Once my head and arm are in there, I know that's a problem, so I get up on my knees immediately. I don't ever wait with my back flat on the mat. I just use his momentum to roll up onto my knees. Once I'm here, I hook this, and I want to either tap that far knee or thread so that I can fake a sweep in that direction. Okay, put your hand down. You're here. I just want to drive to make that little bit of space. That's all I need. And then this hand can come out sometimes, block this hip, block the hip, bob and weave out, head's here, and I want to bridge and roll. Thank you so much for tuning in to the 100th episode of Damage Control and taking it to the mat. To support the Damage Control project, be sure to visit us at www.damagecontrolmma.com.